audience, we have young Malaysians who will be the leaders in the digital world tomorrow. I shouldn't say tomorrow, some are already involved in projects, yeah? And on stage, we have special guests who themselves are game changers, innovators, and most of all, they are leaders in their own fields. Now, let me introduce to you who they are, yeah? Nearest to me is Miss Jess Tan Yimei. She's the CEO of youthstoday.com. A big round of applause for Jess. Next to Jess is Ila Ma'aruf. Ila is the MD of, very interesting name, 2D Dude Studio. And next to her is Mr. Peng Yiwei. Yiwei is the founder of Kureichi Studio. And next to Yiwei is Mr. Nadir Ashafik, co-founder and executive director of The Lorry. And last but not least is Fahmi Fairuz. He's the COO of Kitaman. What's Kitaman? Maybe, Fahmi, you can start with what's Kitaman. What we'll do today is, they will start with a 2 to 3 minute introduction of their companies, and then we welcome you to ask questions. For example, like what would be the challenges for all of you to be just like them? Fahmi, can we start with you? Sure.
I'm from Kitaman, which is, maksudnya is kita main. We are an esports company, which is, I think a lot of parents nowadays know that kids playing video games, but you must have pros and cons in video gaming as well. Like maybe they play too much, and then we provide a solution whereby we create a place whereby kids can play responsibly. So we build esports ecosystem right here in Malaysia together with all our affiliates, and we want to build relationship with parents as well, to get to know more about what this video game has to offer in terms of the career development, in terms of the career path, what are the do's and don'ts in terms of video gaming industry right now. Because I think Malaysia have very low knowledge in what can video game has to offer, and we are here to build the ecosystem together with all of you. So that's what Kitaman is.
Okay, later on we'll get them to ask you questions, yeah? Right. Okay, perhaps Nadir, tell us more about The Lorry.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon, everyone. Everyone good today? Good. My name is Nadir. I'm one of the co-founder of The Lorry. We are pretty much a platform or a middle party where we use our technology like website, mobile apps, also some other cool stuff to connect customers and also suppliers of lorries, vans, and 4x4. So pretty much, if you just think, it's very similar to Uber. You guys know Uber, right? Uber, but for transporting of goods rather than people, right? So we have a team of 35 spread across Malaysia and Singapore. We're entering our third country soon in Thailand. We have raised in funding over 7 million ringgit, and currently we have 4,000 drivers working under us. So happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
All right, Yiwei, yes. Tell us more about what you do.
Good afternoon. My name is Yiwei. So I'm founder of Kureichi, and we make games. So the games that you play on mobile phones, PC, so we create some of them. So this February, we launched a new game called Post Night. So hopefully some of you played it before. And pretty much that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ila.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to everyone. So I'm Ila from 2D Dude Studio. 2D Dude is the dude and dudettes who specialize in 2D animation, as you can see, like Adventure Times, and then some other cartoons that are on the TV. That's what we do lah. So we do animation for local as well. We develop our own IP, and we also do animation for overseas market. So that's basically about 2D Dude.
Over to you, Jazz.
Hi, I'm Jess from youthstoday.com. We are a global youth platform that matches student events to sponsors. So any students that have events like prom nights or conferences, workshops, they come to our platform to actually seek for sponsorship. So right now we have over 80,000 student leaders from all across Malaysia. We're working with 100 universities and we have 500,000 student reach. So recently we just raised our funding over R1 million. and now we're expanding to 3 other countries. Right, thanks.
How do you get buy-ins? Yeah? For example, you know, I've talked to quite a number of young people, so they're interested in whatever that you guys are seeing around, I mean, everywhere in this room today. But when you tell that to, when they talk to their parents will say, ini kerja apa ni, tak nak jadi doktor ke? You know, in your case, you know, how did you get that buy-in from your parents and even people that you want to get that kind of encouragement so that they will push you further? Yeah.
Okay, I think just now I saw the Battle of the Ninja.
Yes.
And you guys been pitching to all of the audience right here to validate your ideas. But maybe you forgot something. Your ideas must be validated by your dad or by your mom. That's number one. Before you help each other, help your household. What is the problem? Why does it occur? Same thing that happened to my company. Our job is simple. We play video games. So if I tell Abah, I want to play video games, of course he's gonna kick me out from the house or say, don't come back because you keep playing games, why you're not studying? But if I tell him, Abah, I want to play video games and I want to make money out of it, then you get his attention. Because he got a lot of stuff going on in the offices with your mom some more, and then with your brothers and your sisters. So what I'm trying to say is that get validation from your parents first, and then only you can go to your friends. Why I say to your friends is because you need your first 2 or 3 that will die with you for the first year or 2 years. Because with these people, they will build together with what you're trying to build. Let's take an example as a ship. You want to build a ship. The ship is your dream. You want to go to another island. And within that island, you will find people who have the same mindset. But like it or not, they don't have the ship, which is don't have the dream. So you have to be the captain and steer where you want to go. And together with the ship and the people behind you, you will go to another island where will you get validated. Like it or not, you have to keep on going on this nauseous journey. Yep.
All right, good one there. Questions from the audience? Yes.
Okay, my question is this: how early should a kid in secondary school start? Like, how early do you advise them to validate with their parents? You know,
how early, Nadir?
I think when it comes to number one, we know for a fact why we are here today is because we know that the jobs of the future will be radically different from today. Contoh kita bagi contoh. Dulu dekat bowling alley, when you throw the ball and you knock down the pins, last time ada orang yang akan susun balik the pins and then throw the ball back to you. Correct? This was 60 years ago. Now we have machines to do that. Similarly, the jobs of today will be very different from tomorrow. And that's why I think the youth today, you guys need to start picking up coding. I think the government has done a very good job in that. Coding, start to learn about digital marketing very early. And my advice is perhaps after university, go and work at a large organization first. Learn, get the experience, and then you can move on to a smaller company where you can actually apply a lot of the skills that you've learned. And then one day, you can become an entrepreneur yourself.
Okay, based on that question too, yeah, I think Jess, perhaps what is your point of view on how young you should start, or maybe is it too late if you're 55 like me? Yes.
I think I have a different point of view from that also. Like I mentioned, I lost my dad when I was 14. So the idea came to me when I was 14 years old. So I started when I'm in secondary school. So to me, I wanted to build a platform, right, for young people, but I didn't know how. So, but it's good for you to start right now. I mean, in your secondary or even younger. What is it that you want to do, or why you want to do it? I think that's very important for young people to understand that. So for me, I wanted to build a platform for young people to show their potential. So, but how I did it was gradually through getting mentorships. I approached a lot of people or CEOs, right, to actually mentor me. I asked their feedback about my ideas, or whatever I built today that you see on usetoday.com is very different from when I started when I was 14 years old. I'm 27 now, so that was like way back then. So I think you can start as early as you want, because when I went for a competition in New York City, there was this boy, he was only 9 years old, and he invented a patent for Apple to put their product on it. And he was 9. But when I was in that competition, I'm around 19 years old. So he's sitting beside me, I'm like, wow, you know? So he started at that young age, and I think you can start now. You can be the entrepreneur of the future. So that's from me.
Cool. All right, questions? Yes.
How
Follow.
do you deal with disappointment and rejection from other parties?
Okay. Disappointment and rejection. We face that every single day as entrepreneurs. That makes us tough, right? Okay. Who want to start?
Maybe
yeah.
I can start. I make games. So actually, when I started, I wanted to study design. My parents wouldn't agree. So like, you have good result and all that. Why you want to draw? Why don't you become doctor, right? So that's first thing. So after that, I kind of stubborn and I rebellious. So I go on my own. So when I graduated, I started become a tutor. So my parents kind of agree with it, like, okay, you are a teacher now. So for them, it's not lecturer or tutor. You are like teacher. So they're okay with it. Then I tell them I want to make games. They're like one more time. Like, so I have the experience that get featured on newspaper as well. But to them, they're like, wow, your company is so bad that you need to pay to advertise on newspaper to get business. So you can see the mindset is pretty much very different. But it's more like a lot of time is, now I sort of think back, is all these rejections and all this disappointment is actually, I actually not trying to communicate to my parents, trying to make them understand me. It's more like, okay, you don't understand me, I try to prove it, and I don't want to speak to you, I try to do it. So it's, a lot of times can be solved through communications. And disappointment and all that it's always come along the way when it doesn't hit your expectations.
Yeah, yes. Let's listen to Ila and also Jazz. Ila, how do you manage rejections, disappointment, frustrations? Yeah, orang tak suka you punya 2D kan?
Yeah, it happens all the time actually. Yeah. So the first rejection that we have when we pitch our first project to, if I'm not mistaken, MDEC and another one, Cradle. So they said that this is something that other company that do something like that as well, yang buat benda yang sama as well. So what do you want to prove yourself that you are very different nowadays, and why we should invest to you? So and then after that we go back and discuss with my team what the next step that we want to do. So firstly, I rasa macam, oh, this is not the field that I want. You know, you feel very, very low. Your self-esteem is very low. But then, one of the good thing because of my team that we complete each other. So when one is down, so the other 4 akan back you up. Something like, oh, this is the first challenge that we have. So you can see that there's along the way maybe akan banyak lagi challenge. So this is the first. So why not we ubah sikit, innovative sikit our creative punya art and everything so on. We try to do another story macam tu. So that's not the thing yang bila you kena reject, you balik and then you down and then you think that, oh, this is not your field, this is not what you want to do for the next 10 years. No, I think you better balik and then you fikir balik and then find maybe your peers. If not, if your parent tak faham, then you find your peers.
First, we start as an entrepreneur. You create things, yeah? And then later on, when you expand, so your company will become bigger, you hire people. So you have to learn other skills, managing people, creating an ecosystem and all that. How do you acquire all that skills moving up and at the same time balancing the need to come up with new products, yeah? And appeal and still remain relevant to your audience, basically. So how do you learn all these new skills? Because as you move up to become the CEO, you have to be the people's person, you know. You have to make sure that the ecosystem has to be right. Kena baik. You are the father, you are the mother to every single employee in that organization. How do you do that?
I think you know how to do that. Yeah, basically, for me, when I built my organization from a single person to basically like managing 20 employees and so forth, first of all, how to acquire skills, I think very much is through, like I mentioned, education. I read a lot online on CEOs' past experiences. I think right now everybody has access to internet, right? So if you go on internet, no? Oh, you're shaking your head. Oh, okay. It's a pain in the neck. Okay, so basically through internet itself, I read up around on I think the best one would be the Harvard Business Reviews. In Harvard Business Review, they actually gather like thousands of CEOs. They studied the way they actually manage people on leadership, on management, and so forth. And then they document it. So that's where I actually read up, and then I would say I make new mistakes, right? I don't make mistakes that previous CEOs already done it. So through that's how I acquire skills, through reading, through sharing of knowledge with different entrepreneurs, because everybody has different ways of managing their company. So it's through that I learn from their skill sets, and then I acquire them, and then I apply them. So that's how I actually run it.
I would like Nadir to share this with the audience, because I had a discussion with Nadir before on this one. Because when you expand, when your company becomes bigger, you know, for example, all the entrepreneurs today, so one day you'll be big, yeah? So for him, let's listen to how he manages on a daily basis. Orang lagi tua pada dia, somebody who's older, and the Gen Y lah, Gen Z, whatever, you know, the millennials. So let's listen to how Nadir manages it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. If you were to ask me what is the #1 challenge right now for me as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, the answer will be to manage people. Currently, we have 35 people in our company, and they're all very different types of people. We have our maximum, let's see, our oldest employee is 35, so not very old. And our youngest employee is like 22, 23. And they're all very different. For instance, the young people, the 22, 23, they want to come in and come out as they like, right? They want to come in at 10, go home at 7. Sometimes they want to come in at 8, go home at 4. They want flexibility, right? In my company, it's okay. It's okay as long as they produce. So that's #1. #2, young people, I think you guys want to be empowered, right? You want to be given a project that has meaning, right? Something that will impact people's lives, and which is what we were giving to our people at the lorry. Every code that they type, every code that they write will actually impact the livelihood of lorry drivers, right? That's what I always drill to them. Any bug that happens, it will actually prevent them from making money, right? So it's a very high impact job. And I think young people, they want to be empowered like this. Older guys, they are different mindset lah, different mindset. Different mindset.
You don't have to look at me when you say older guys.
They see the millennials as a nuisance. Sometimes.
Really?
They say, apalah diorang ni buat kerja tak betul. But for me, as a founder, as a CEO, we need to bridge this gap together. So that's why we have regular lunch sessions, regular town hall, where we share the company's performance and get the management team to share with the execs, and also collect ideas from the execs, so that we have a more all-round encompassing ecosystem.
Cool. Perhaps we have two more. Can we have 2 more questions? Oh, you have 1 minute left. Oh, yo, sudah marah already. Okay, 1 minute left. Okay, if there's 1 minute left, there's a CEO here. Dato, Yasmin. Maybe you want to say something because, yes, we want to also know the journey, you know? For the people that have managed. Yes.
No, I just want to say that, you know, I was telling Sumi and my team, as they were talking, I look at all the kids here, they were listening intently. And the quality of the questions, you know, was really good. I've always said that those young people on stage, I don't think I would have been able to do what they're doing. They have so much courage. I mean, look at them. They are so highly qualified, you know, and they could go and makan gaji and be so comfortable, right? But because they have this passion in their heart, they have got this courage to go out there and have a roller coaster life. But this is the young generation, you know, and I think as parents, you know, we have to accept that this is the young generation. They are driven by their belief, they are driven by the purpose, and as well, I'm speaking both as a mother as well as on behalf of the government, you know, we are supporting them because the digital economy, as we know, you know, Nadir mentioned it, jobs are going to be very different. The digital economy, the innovation economy, economy driven by innovation. The kind of jobs created is not going to become coming from big companies because they have got traditional businesses. The disruption will not come from the big companies. The disruption are going to come from these young people on stage and all these young people that are listening intently, all of these people, the young people, right? Because they have that belief and they have that courage. So government is helping them, is supporting. That's how we're doing this. And we also, you know, going out there to say that, hey, entrepreneurship is okay. Entrepreneurship is what drives the new economy of the world. And we have to support them. We have to tell them. And I'm glad you asked that question because I know that there were a few people, they were crying. The ones that won just now in the pitching were crying. The ones that lost also were crying. You know, so I think they've got to know that rejection and failure is part of it. And if you don't have that kind of belief in your heart, you know, then they will not have the courage to go on. So I just want to say that I am, and I sincerely mean this, I am in such awe, such admiration for these young people. Sometimes I wish I'm young again, you know, so that I can do what they are currently doing. It's an exciting world, so I wish you all the best. And for the parents, you know, I think we just have to accept the fact that this is the new world. These are our kids. They have so much passion in their heart. Let them go out there and change the world. And we'll be there for them as they go up and as they come down and they go up and they come down. So thank you.
Thank you, Dato' Yasmin Mahmud, CEO of MDEC. And please give them a big round of applause. Jastan, Ila Maruf, Yi Wei, Nadir, Ashafiq, and also Fahmi Fairuz. Thank you very much. A big round of applause. Great inspiration for everyone. Thank you.